I've had esophagitis for months, and about 3 weeks ago, on a Monday, I was talking to the Lord, and He told me that on Friday, He was going to heal my esophagus. And so I was very excited about it, but also at the same time questioning, is this you, Lord? And so on Thursday, I went to share with my wife that God was that He told me that He was going to heal my esophagus. And as I was talking to her, He actually told her before I even got a chance to share it with her fully. And so she said, no, I hear that. Yeah, God is healing your esophagus on Thursday. So Thursday rolls around, and I actually woke up feeling worse than I had for weeks. And it didn't make sense. And so I started, asking the Lord what's going on. I was expecting that at some point throughout the day, there was going to be something happen, and I would feel, a healing or something. And it didn't seem to happen. And so a couple days later, I went in for a scope with the doctor, and so I'm expecting all the worst. And so the doctor goes in, and after I come out of it, he goes, well, one thing is for sure, your esophagus is actually healed. You don't have esophagitis anymore. And he said that your stomach is almost healed. You have a little bit of inflammation left, but not that much. And so he said, I said, well, that doesn't make sense. Why do I feel worse? And he said, well, what do you eat? And so I shared with him, and he said, well, what you were eating has actually helped you heal. He's like, but you don't need to eat that anymore. And I'd been praying that God would allow me to eat some new foods by Thanksgiving. And so he said, we're going to change your diet a bit. And all the medicines that you were on have been kind of bottling you up and keeping pressure. He said, we're going to take you off all those meds, and you're going to start feeling better. And sure enough, that's exactly what's happened. And so it's amazing. So God is healing my body a bit at a time that God showed up.
Our family was getting ready to welcome our 11th child, and I was overdue. I was 41 weeks pregnant. We needed a new van to fit us all. All of our kids were very young, and we were praying to God. We didn't have any money, and we didn't know how we were going to be able to trade our 12-passenger in for a 15-passenger van. We lined up with a friend who worked at an auction, and he ended up finding a 15-passenger van. And the pictures when you're buying from an auction, they're not super clear, but you can kind of see. And it was in our price range for being able to sell our van and some of the COVID money that we had received. So we were really excited to be able to purchase this van. And it came, and it was only 12 seats. And we were devastated. I was overdue any day, ready to have a baby. We're like, how are we going to fit everyone into this car? When we thought this was it. This was our new van, and we had paid for it, and we waited on the Lord. And the Lord spoke to my husband and showed him the trunk actually of a Ford Transit has the pieces, the molding in it to make it into have more seats, a back row. And so through the Lord leading us to different places to find the parts and things, my husband actually made our 12-passenger a 15-passenger. And I remember it being one of the most frustrating things for him to figure out and learn and to lean into the Lord. And I myself was like, God, I thought you were answering our prayer to provide for us what we needed. And he was out there, and I was ready to have this baby at any minute. And I remember in my leaning into the Lord, he showed me a picture of my husband getting like a Boy Scout badge. And he was like, I'm providing for you, and I'm training and teaching him. And I was so blown away by the Lord, because it wasn't what I thought we needed, and he knew exactly what we needed in the physical and inside of our hearts and our training. And my husband fixed the van, we found the seats, and it worked for our family. And God showed up.
God showed up. I have worn cartilage in my hip, and it's been about 4 or 5 years, and he's given His grace has been sufficient. And I went and had a picture taken, and my orthopedic said, he said, James, I don't know how you are walking. And I said, well, I understand, but it's certainly a miracle. He showed up and he continues to show up. I don't have the extreme pain that my orthopedic thinks that I should have, and I can walk. So he showed up in a mighty way.